you're a military man. You've always been someone that's pretty serious. However, you play a lot of video games, right? Whether they're first-person shooters, whether it's WoW, whether it's uh, quite a variety of game, and that seems to be kind of a way to escape the serious life for you because, like you said, you've grown up in a very, very get up early and do things a certain way, and then you moved on to the military doing the same thing, and now going online and using that username to become a different person in game and actually become a lot goofier, I guess, than what you would
Jimmy.
go to become Jimmy. Yeah, right. Go from Joel to Jimmy. How does that happen? And how'd you embrace something like that?
Everyone in life has a decompression, right? An escape. We all need this. It's either a hobby of some type. It could be anything, right? It could be go riding a bike. It could be going for a run, right? Living a military lifestyle, that is primarily your choice. You have to maintain a fitness, blah 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 blah. But to go back to why video games for me is, as a young kid, me and my middle brother Nicholas, we used to play video games, and that was like, when Sega came out, right back in the 1990s, we would play Sonic, and literally the adapter on the wall would freaking burn out because we were just so addicted to it. Like, we would come home from school and it's something you're excited about, you look forward to. And not everyone's like a super cool guy, whatever it may be, like a football star or whatever. And so my main escape, in my lifestyle was video games. That's where, like, I spent a lot of my time throughout my childhood playing Quake 3 Arena, all these different games, Counter Strikes, World of Warcraft, so many hours, and it always has been my escape, my release, and it's where I can, like, turn off my brain. I can flip that switch from being, Joel Jimenez, an airman or whatever it may be in the military, Air Force. I come home and I become Jimmy, and it's something that I love doing. I love being online. I love gaming. I love pushing myself. And all these games you play, you have a friendship. You got your friends list. You have the same players you play with, a group. And I feel like what we're missing in life overall is our sense of tribe, right? Our sense to connect with humans. And technology has disconnected us from that. Our phones. We have the whole world in our hands, which is our iPhones or whatever smartphone that we have. And the fact that we could sit here and put on a front or a different persona that's not a true reality, like Facebook or whatever, Instagram. I feel like in video games it is the same way. You can fake your actual true identity or true alias, but you can be who you want to be. And but overall, I've always enjoyed that. Like, no matter what, like, you have these friends to play, and that's your family. And I built more friendships online, these long-lasting friendships. Like, you had a guest on your show, Fabrizio Hepburn. I've known him for 16 years. That's the longest friend I've ever had in my life. And throughout my time growing up, you know, in middle school and high school, every summer we would game. We'd playing video games as me and him. World of Warcraft, all these games, and that was like, that was my best buddy, and that's what got me through those hardships. Like I said, I literally crawled to the finish line of high school, bloody knees, right? So, and what got me through that was just like, I'm like, all right, let me finish this day so I can go play some games, like push some content, and I never was good at first, but eventually, like, I realized, the more I got persistent, you start building this mindset, right? When you play video games and escape in the online environment, depends on what type of person you are, right? And especially, like, growing up on a farm in the military, tying that to video games is like the fact that, like, you have a no quit attitude. So yeah, I got my ass beat a lot. All right, I was trash, but I never quit, and I was really good at observing people, and I got to the point where, like, I'd figure out their weakness, or I was just more persistent in them. It's that effort and attitude. I put in more work. I was a very hard worker, so I put in hours and hours in these games. And eventually I slowly started getting, like, semi decent, and to the point where I was good, in a sense. And it's just those facts, it's those life lessons you learn. And I feel like video games teach you that, you play a video game, and if you play competitive in any video game, it's rough. It's, your heart's beating, a lot of emotions on the line. You guys practice hard as a team. and it feels good. Like, a lot of people don't understand the online environment or a video game environment, right? Like, a lot of parents are like, it's just a freaking video game. Like, get off of it. You need to come freaking do this or that. You need to go out and go for a walk and hang out with some real friends. Like, they don't understand. Like, when you have a team or you're scrimming a lot, you get ready for a tournament. It's the same concept, and like we're the most like, yeah, we're locked into our computer screens here, but we feel like what we've been lacking as a human society was our sense of tribe, right? Our sense of connection. There's an African proverb that says, a child will burn down the village to feel its warmth, and I feel like in that sense, that's what we're lacking. We're so glued on technology, fake personas, fake aliases, and unfortunately, it could be a bad thing for some, but for the rest of us who have adapted to it, adapted technology and stuff, it could be beneficial, right? We can be self-learners, self-starters, and we can learn those like farm style, traits, right? Of hard work and persistence, right? Like farming is kind of a dying thing, where every family did it. Now it's like specific farmers who will, go out there and put in the work every single freaking day, right? And they make millions, right? They're very smart people, but it's not like every family does that. So for sure, now it's the point. We learn those qualities and traits from online video games.
Yeah.
So
And I think that the whole community and the online aspect, I get asked, and I know of a lot of people that play video games online that get asked, how do you do, how can you survive in these COVID times without complaining? You get people complaining about, oh, I'm so bored at home. Oh, I want to see people. Oh, this, oh, that. And it's just something that I have never sensed as a problem because I'm always online with people. I'm always with my friends. And those same friends are also locked at home. So they're always online. As a matter of fact, I've always been with someone. I've never been alone. There's always been people that you can rely upon in times of need. Or it's really true. You hear from your parents, go out, go make some friends, stop video games. It's bad for you. As I grew up, since I was 13 or 14 when I started playing video games, this is where I've gained most of the traits that I have today, and I'm sure that applies for pretty much anyone that has the same experience I do with video games and with online communities.